and that will be the key point for my discussion part. Welcome to the Eastern Panels. What was the key part of my discussion part? I will notice that later. Whoops. It's more like now I'm speaking about retconning. I'm continuing from the previous conversation. Like Thank it. I really like now I need to remember if I need to go here at all. No, I need to. No, I don't. This should be... I will pay the price if I need to come here. I believe that that is mappable. On the other hand, if I collected maps in Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, while I will not collect it here, it was 100 rupees. Even worse. But like but because no, even if like a retconning, going to my thesis, and what was the key point was that where like a Zelda, when she's sent back in time, and that will be like after Skyward Sword, I'm really not buying that. And as a Zelda fan, let's put it this way, and this is how you build everything. Then when I start to research more, not from from in-game perspective, Masterworks has not been really translated in English, and that's why I got a little bit more disappointed, let's put it this way, when Age of Imprisonment was released, because basically that also makes my thesis totally irrelevant. Well, it's not, it doesn't make thesis irrelevant, it just makes... It makes Masterworks irrelevant, and that's good and bad. Good, I don't need to wait for the translation and then consider whatever I'm finding. Also bad, because it means also that whatever I'm fighting right now, it will be retconned. Well, not retconned, but it's Hyrule Warriors game, so it can be anything. How do you trigger? So you waited. Annoying. Alright. So it's kind of like a... Cool. So no, I'm okay that the Age of Imprisonment happens. Ooh, good. You found the compass. You can pinpoint... Now you can pinpoint the lair of the dungeon's evil master. Master of puppets are pulling your strings, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. And now this is copyrighted content, so hooray, good me. What is this? Penny, it is I, Sahasrahla. I can talk to you telepathically when you touch these tiles. Here is a hint. You can use the treasure hidden in this palace to defeat armored foes. I would not have known that. But again, but I believe that those are the armored ones. But shouldn't you be good? And this is what I like in this game. It's locked. If you had the big key, you might be able to open it. I like the idea that you need to have big key to open a big chest. I don't believe that many Zelda games afterwards have done the same. Because Ocarina of Time decided to use big keys only for the big boss key, and that's also a good approach. I don't mind that. I effed that up because I focus on speaking more than... Good. Yeah, and the key is here. I collect magic back, and I collect my health back. Alright, so I should next time I will speak about more about what do I have in my mind? While I was making research, while I was like basically that's kind of a thing. Like I started to realize that it doesn't even like even if I'm not selling and buying the idea that the Skyward like Tears of the Kingdom is after Skyward Sword, and from Nintendo's perspective, it doesn't matter. Even doesn't matter if it's like if the other ones do not buy that. It's because like basically, and that's kind of the beauty of what I also paid attention in the Tears of the Kingdom, but yeah, technically yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, because basically Zona could be easily the Wind Tribe we speak. It couldn't be easily the Wind Tribe, but like the era of myth. This is actually good logic that I like here. And then yeah, avoid that because yeah, good. And here's the big key. This is the master key of the dungeon. It can open many locks that small keys cannot, and there's already onboarding done well. And this kind of thing that Zelda is always doing, in my opinion, good job. They are giving really good onboarding. Like for example, now those armored, you are forced to defeat one with difficulties. Then hey, dude tells about the dungeon item can be used to kill them easily. It is a bow. I can now shoot arrows until I'm running out. I believe that those enemies are not appearing anytime soon. Okay, anyway in the game anymore. So yeah, with a bow and arrow you are having easy time to kill them. Red ones are mandatory to kill with bow and arrow. How do I know that? Because randomizer, I managed to get one. Randomizer got me effed. And also I like to kill them this way. 20 rupees, no, not necessarily, no. I need 500, but I collect 500 easily. What else? Good. But no, like what I found in my, like I keep saying that, but I just don't follow myself afterwards. Well, I managed to I need to practice. Good. And there's it's left top corner. Good. And here's the red one that is mandatory to kill with the bow. I will showcase that. Yeah. Or arrow, but I still keep my bow, but I use arrows to kill that. Cool. Is this already boss? No, there's one more. Cool. Alright. So, just finishing my thoughts, because I found Anuma's interview where he stated that he does not care about the chronology. and he sees that as a limiting. It was an interview based on Tears of the Kingdom, and around release of the Tears of the Kingdom, and he doesn't because basically thinking about the chronological order of the games just limits of limits the whole development process and designer's creativity. And this is also kind of going on the same way that I found the same interview that our Angry Video Game Nerds was referring to with first it was Ocarina of Time, then original Zelda, and then A Link to the Past. On the same interview, Shigeru Miyamoto stated that he doesn't care about the small consistencies or continuity issues out there, because he's more focused on, he cares more about the Zelda feeling. That if you play the Zelda game and then you go to another Zelda game, you feel that, okay, how this feels Zelda, what makes Zelda game Zelda. And the characters, they are there just to, and this is also the point that Tears of the Kingdom I still stand in the idea that when Zelda is sent back in time, she's sent back in time in like a 10,000 years as it's stated, but that is somewhere just like how I would see it, there's an event that makes all timelines in one, and then that chaotic, when that stops, then Zonai fall down, and it's basically continuity reboot. So basically allowing, okay, we fucked up with Ocarina of Time, we need to have at least one bomb chronology where we are able to play safe without issues, how it reflects to previous installments. And here we are with the boss. Oops. I have no memory if this boss is doable. Hopes. Am I? I am, okay. Because I was going to ask. Wonder if I'm able to do this without bow, in case my arrows are out. It just takes heavily long time. Bum. I'm okay with it. So, from my perspective, as long as and that will be my outcome in general, in discussion. But the issue is to find retconning related papers that are speaking in the same tone. So the retcon, even because based on what I found in the papers, more or less, they are speaking about how retcon is more or less like the publisher's way to milk money or try to get it is nostalgia oriented. It's not about that, but it's phenomenon that is I die. Well, I should probably not speak that much, or maybe I should start using bow and arrow. Ooh. Cool. Oh yeah, because 3 hard challenge is kind of impossible in these games. Or is it? Okay. But yeah, and also I need to speak about that a little later, bit more, when I'm more focused on need to return to the papers and such, but because it's not always one paper, even if like if I remember right, it was Clover's paper, where he spoke about like basically retcons are ways to fix like narrative fissures and such. But I like the beauty of it. But from Zelda perspective, there's no narrative fissures. For example, it's kind of like here also like a link to the past, like why they are able to speak about like a people of Hylia and still making sense, because it's all legends. It takes so long after that verbal note, like we just think of, like let's think about this way. How much do we know about stories and events that happened 3000 years ago? And in this game you, and when for example Breath of the Wild states that the era of myth is basically 10,000 years ago, and that should be long after. Like here, we can also think like Skyward Sword is here also thousands of years ago. So it makes sense that the knowledge that the even if you are writing everything down, but if you have so many wars and so many destruction and so many civilizations rebirth, so it's kind of like it makes sense that some information is just misunderstood, and now we are in the era that the people are thinking that Hylia was a and that is the loophole, and that is the storytelling backdoor that Zelda developers are using, and why they don't need to care about that much, and why they are allowing players build their own timeline how they feel like it, and I enjoyed that approach. But that's why also it's really difficult to find. And there's the Pendant of Courage. Good. At least I was able to conclude that my thought process a little bit on that, but you want Pendant of Courage. Take it to Sahasrahla. I will go. 2 pendants remain. But I will do that next time, because Chelsea starts in 2 minutes, so I have 2 minutes to stop thinking. And no, if somebody paid attention, yes, I skipped Boomerang, and that will be. Ugh. So yeah, even if I was worried about if Flamp is mandatory or not, and I totally skipped Boomerang. Why did I skip that? I speak about that later. Next recording session, but here my thought here right now. A Link to the Past is a really good way for me to just play, speak about, and it's kind of light, even if I'm not that familiar with and focused on. Yeah, and it's like currently I'm happy still with the direction we have. I'm happy also that my partner in crime, one with whom I'm writing the thesis, even if Zelda is not their cup of tea in this situation, but in general they are kind of bouncing back and trying to understand what the fuck happens in my head when I'm trying to get any kind of like a piecing puzzles in together, because it's not like because no, I'm speaking about more why. Like, I get that revelation. This revelation that I have right now, I got that through playing with the Wind Waker, and it's kind of spoils a bit my own thought process on a read from but Twilight, Wind Waker. But on the other hand, I'm still happy. I'm still happy that I played Wind Waker right after. Because technically here, when we need to think about like a Tears of the, not Tears. One step back. After Ocarina of Time, it's either Wind Waker or A Link to the Past. When we speak about imprisoning war, only A Link to the Past is considered as a event, as a game around imprisoning war, even if both games take place after the same event. The outcome, technically we should say that because of Link losing or Link winning. In reality, as I should take this book, Hyrule Historia, open here, and Ganondorf the Thief obtained the Triforce of Power and managed to get his hand on Princess Zelda. The hero of time, Link, challenged him in a battle that would determine Hyrule's very existence and lost. At last, Ganondorf found himself in the possession of the Triforce of Wisdom that dwelt within Princess Zelda, and Triforce of Courage that dwelt in Link. His true power achieved, he transformed into Demon King. The 7 sages of Hyrule, led by Princess Zelda, sealed Ganon and Triforce in the Sacred Realm as a final resort. The question here is now, based on this one, I need to check how Encyclopedia goes with the imprisoning war, but like basically the only difference is, like basically even if Link loses, Zelda wins. With and because the 7 sages were present with Link, Zelda was present with Link, Ganondorf was transformed into Ganon with Link. So the question is more about why Link winning is not considered as an imprisoning war, whereas Zelda winning without Link is considered as an imprisoning war, depending obviously how close it is together, but here it's also kind of and Demon King. Ooh! No, this is how slowly I react on this, what I read. Yeah, but yeah, here. Okay, let me see how the Wind Waker starts. With help of the sages and Hero of Time, Princess Zelda sealed away Ganon and returned Link to his original era. But here also, Ganondorf the Thief had obtained the Triforce of Power and transformed into Demon King Ganon. Sorry, switch. The Hero of Time successfully sealed away his foe. Victorious, he then departed his original time, and purity began to return. Of all possible outcomes, Link, Hero of Time, faced defeat at hands of Ganondorf. Thief obtained the Triforce, the 3 pieces of the Triforce transformed into Demon King Ganon. So here the key difference is that it's not about the Ganon battle, it's the battle again when Ganondorf and so it's a Ganondorf battle, not Ganon battle, that starts the hero, like this era of light and dark. Oops. Alright. Iba. So meaning that Zelda but wait, Zelda was captured in that battle. Ganondorf wins Link, and we assume that he kills Link. Then he takes Zelda's Triforce, but he does not kill Zelda. What frees Zelda? This is how I'm able to see how it makes imprisoning war, but still. So it's not about the Ganon fight. It's not the Ganon fight. that defines it. It's the Ganondorf fight. So from this logic, all right, I need to continue it. But no, what I want to, why I was so focused on jumping on that one, it's more about because Tears of the Kingdom's Imprisoning War, however we want to watch that, it is more it's really accurate from like kind of Tears of the Kingdom is really good game if you want to play and understand what is Imprisoning War. So you don't need to play A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Wind Waker to understand that. You have, and why Wind Waker? Because it's basically what agency Ganondorf has. Because every other game, like A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, are not giving enough context to understand what is the Ganondorf or agency, and Wind Waker is giving that. So basically, those three, Tears of the Kingdom is basically those three games in one, and respecting the whole lore from Zonai perspective. And I'm actually enjoying that now in retrospective. Even if I'm still not saying that Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite game, but I'm respecting the effort that they decided to go with. And this returns back to the point that Ganondorf is still, in my opinion, interesting in Tears of the Kingdom before and like in the beginning and the end. I'm still thinking that they should have given more agencies and more like a character building, and that's what we basically are going to expect from Age of Imprisonment in this perspective. But in all in all, because if you start to say like this from retconning perspective, like that's why there's no fissure in, if you accept the fact that the Years of the Kingdom happens, like this past is after every timeline, then there's no fissure. And then it's more about history repeats itself, try and you succeed, never doubt that you're the one and you will have your dream. And with the dream I will go to watch Chelsea's game. So next time I will go to speak with Sahasrahla and see what is happening with the Master Sword here. So I will see you soon. Bye bye. No bye bye bye. Cha cha. Hechala. Because I love that phrase for some reason.